do I take out Montana? He's doing
Well,
bad.
I'm saying you also got to remember like development costs, all that sort of stuff. Like they might be putting stuff out, but are they making a good enough profit?
That's a different discussion.
No, it's not. It's still part of the same discussion.
It is, but honestly, I don't think they're not having a hard time. I refuse. I don't believe they're struggling. Are they working in tandem with another developer for Outriders? Probably, because it is a new IP. I could see them wanting input from an outside.
People can fly as the people making.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, to be honest, because it's a realm I don't really recall Square Enix ever being in as a developer themselves. Yeah, I can't really think of, because Square Enix has done so many weird games over the years. I mean, was Resonance of Fate was Square Enix, right? Or was that Last Remnant? Last Remnant, I think, was Square Enix, which, you know, well, that was an RPG too. The Bouncer, wasn't that Square Enix?
That's PS2 though.
Yeah, I know.
That's years ago. That doesn't factor into how
I'm
they're
trying to
doing
think
now.
I'm trying to think of other IPs that they've had. They've got a ton.
They're publishers on more stuff than what they actually own.
I know.
But
still, I you know they have a hand in it.
Well, yeah, they probably do have they have say in it, but like
Like I said, it's
if you look at all the big titles they're attached to, other than like the Final Fantasy stuff lately, it's nothing they own.
They're not. I don't think they're struggling. Of course, the market's changing so much now, with what's becoming like popular as far as gaming goes, that AAA titles are almost not harder to come by, but you're never sure what's going to be like a big game. You know what I mean? I don't quite know how to put it. With like how easy like indie developers put out stuff and like stuff of theirs that blows up.
Yeah.
Like even companies like Square Enix or EA or why am I blanking on another AAA developer?
Capcom,
yeah, Capcom to a lesser degree, I suppose.
I don't even know if they're.
But you really don't.
Rockstar.
You don't really see too many. They're not putting out a whole bunch of games like they used to.
No, well, it's because with the success that they've been having with like indie games, it's very low cost, but very high results. Like you could get very high results, and even if a game doesn't sell what you think that it should, it's not going to break the company. Yeah. With a AAA developed title where you're putting all this money into the development, into the advertising for it, I mean, you're gambling just about everything you have on this one title succeeding. And if it doesn't, then that could literally either cripple your company or it could...
Well, with development costs nowadays, it can still cripple major companies.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It's like all it takes is one bad game for you to like be hurting so bad that it's like your company may be gone as a result of one bad AAA title.
And then, like I said, the market's so much different too, because you have companies like Inti Creates or Way Forward, where they're by no means a AAA developer, but their games do relatively well. And they're, I would imagine those production costs are not that high.
Well, Limited Run is another one too.
Considering a lot of their games generally are more of like the retro graphics. So it's not, you don't have to work on how many models. You don't need teams working for months on just making sure that this thing looks right.
You have low overhead, basically.
Yeah. So I can understand that. So who knows? Maybe Square Enix would be a little bit harder to come by financially, but I don't know. 7 to me, Lord knows I would have been disappointed if it was a 1-for-1, because I've done this before. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many times have you bought Final Fantasy 1 and been okay with going through it?
That's different.
No, it's not.
Final Fantasy 1.
No, how is it different?
Because I can choose my party. I can choose different things, and they've always added stuff in every version, which is why I came back to it. Because like in the advanced one, they added extra dungeons. They added different spells. They had all sorts of new shit. Jesus Christ, your team is cabbage. The PSP version had different stuff in it. Like, they've always added something extra to make me want to play it again. So, 7, if it was 1 for 1, I don't think I would have... Again, I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much as I do. I like it because of where they've gone with it. You know, technology is so much different now than it was 23 years ago that they better have done more with it. You know? So that's just the way I feel.
Oh, God, and Carter got it, too. He's like one of my good returners. Damn it. All right. The game would have been really short if they put it out 1 for 1. You would have been done with that game in minimum of 8 hours. The first disc was not that long.
First disc was about 5 hours.
Yeah. So if they did 1 for 1 without adding some shit, you would have been... It, first of all, would not have been worth the $60 you paid for it. They probably would have released it as a $20 or $30 game.
Well, they would have released the entire... They already said the reason it's episodic is because...
They added so much?
Yeah.
They would have had to.
So it would have been a $60 game, and it would have been the whole game, but...
They would... Honestly, if they had done it 1 for 1, it would not have been worth it in their end. I think they would have lost money.
I don't think they would have.
I don't think they would have lost money either.
I think they would have. Truly.
The Final Fantasy VII fan base is one of the most rabid fan bases there is.
But like you just said,
yeah, for sure,
you spent $60 for the whole game. We just spent $60 on disc 1. There's still 2 discs to go. That's another $120 they're gonna pump out of your ass, as opposed to the $60 that you just spent to get the whole thing.
Yeah, but they would have been 60 and done. Their development costs aren't going to stay as high as they are.
They don't have development costs that much anymore. They have the vast majority of the assets already done now.
They have the character model assets, not the environment assets.
But guess what? Once disc 3 opens up and you can go back to everything, there's your environments all over again. Right, this is speculation at this point.
We don't know. Yeah, there was the whole ability to return to Midgar in the original one, but that might not be a thing anymore.
That's true. Although
there might be no backtracking this time around.
I would say there have to be.
Son of a bitch. He wasn't even moving.
Well, you're right though. With how much they've changed, it wouldn't surprise me if they blocked it off. Well, no, they really couldn't because you had to return to Midgar anyway, story-wise.
But they could change it. They've changed enough other stuff. You might not have to go back.
At least
that section, it didn't depend on being in Midgar. It could be somewhere else.
It wouldn't make sense. At least in this remake, with everything they still added, the key points were still there story-wise. You know what I mean? They didn't change it to the point where a whole segment of the story was just completely cut out. They have not done that. So in that sense, it is a 1 for 1. They kept literally the key points of the story in it. They just added everything around it. So it really would.
That's not a 1 for 1.
It's like a 1.5 to 1.
It's more like Kingdom Hearts 1.675 200
1.99 repeating.
Repeating, of course.
Repeating.
Because as soon as this trilogy's out, we all know we're gonna get Final Fantasy VII Remake 0.7 for extra shit they're gonna add that they didn't do originally.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing too. Is once all 3 parts are out, you know they're doing a complete collection. Look, Kingdom Hearts did it, where they literally have the all-in-one bundle, where it's every Kingdom Hearts fucking game.
Except for Kingdom Hearts, at least made sense. It was on different generations and all completely different platforms.
Over how many different fucking systems?
Yeah. Well, PS2, 3DS, well, GBA. 3DS, PSP, PS3. No.
There was nothing on PS3, unfortunately.
Yeah, there was nothing on PS3 and 360.
Other than just rehashes of the games that were already out.
And then
I think that was it. And PS4 with 3. So yeah, everything was mostly.
Oh, and phone games because Cross, and that's actually in the collection.
Yeah, but isn't that just a watching thing?
Yeah, but so is the GBA game.
Right. Well, sort of, because. Well, it was weird because
there's a couple of the games.
The GBA game was
Chain of Memories.
Chain of Memories. But then they re-released that on PS2 as Rechained.
Well, there's a couple of the games that are just videos now.
Yeah. Well, that was what was weird about the second Kingdom Hearts, or well, not Kingdom Hearts 2, but Chain of Memories was the fact that it was remade and then put on the PS2, which was weird.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know why they did that. why they put it on the GBA first and then just said, let's make it full 3D, but still stick with the card system.
Because it was Square
and then put it on.
money.
Yeah, maybe. I actually liked it on the GBA. I thought it was awesome. That was the first Kingdom Hearts game I ever beat, was Chain of Memories on the GBA.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's sad.
I know. But you know they're going to put out a complete collection.
Oh, yeah, I guarantee it.
You would almost have to. Considering by the time it's completed, it'll be on PS5.
Well, and that's the big speculation currently is, okay, yeah, part 1 was PS4.
Yeah.
Is part 2 going to be PS4 and PS5, or just PS4? And then part 3 is probably just going to be PS5.
That wouldn't surprise me. I have a feeling, like you just said, one will be 4, the second one will be 4 and 5, and then the third will be just 5. And then they'll probably do an all-over, or an all-in-one.
Which, yeah,
I don't know, man. It's a lot. But going back to the point of the story, when you return to Midgard, because they blast the cannon at weapon, or at one of the weapons, it's like that's kind of a key part of the story. It wouldn't surprise me if you had to revisit it.
Yeah, but that part could also be a cutscene. The gameplay there was minimal.
Yeah. Who knows? Again, a lot of speculation for where it could go, because at this point, like they've thrown so many curveballs.
Oh, with some of the speculations from what happened at the end of it, I don't know. I really hope some of these fan theories aren't accurate.
Fan theories very seldom are.
I feel like developers and just like movies and stuff, when people like put together like their theories on something, it's almost like that makes the developer or whatever want to like stray as far away from that as possible.
Yeah, but there are also the developers and stuff that wholly embrace it.
Some do.
That's true. That's true.
Some theories are really sound. You know what I mean? There are some fancy, like the whole Link's dead in Majora's Mask, which obviously they said was not true, but it feels true. You know, like, because so many things make a lot more sense.
Yeah, but so many fans speculate with the whole timeline, and that's garbage
or the one from Final Fantasy IX. He's dead.
And
eight.
Yeah, where he dies at the end of the first disc.
Yes. Yeah.
Which explains a lot of the weird shit that happens throughout the rest of the game. Yeah. But then there are some fan theories that are just completely bonkers, like you're grasping at straws. What was the one we watched one time where it was just like they're making connections that literally aren't there? I don't remember what one we were watching.
I don't know, I've seen so many. A lot of fan theories remind me of like conspiracy type people.
Yeah. You're looking at things that aren't... You're creating things to... Oh,
damn, dude!
You are just a Terminator.
I injured their quarterback. Oh, boy. Ouch. That's going to hurt them.
Or is it? Is long going to be better?
Sorry. So sorry.
Who knows, though? I mean,
You need to beat it so we can...
I'm working on it.
No, work faster.
I know. But I'm loving what they've done with it so far. Like, none of the story things have bothered me yet.
Well, like I said...
Even the weird poo ghosts, I'm still like, alright, I think this will... I'm sure they'll find a way to make it work. Because there were so many questions left. Like, they never really explained much of anything in the original one. Like, there's so many...
What else didn't they explain?
I don't know, like, just the whole... Between, like... Meteor, Lifestream, Genova,
Genova was fully explained.
Something with Sephiroth, like, they just had so much shit.
Genova was explained.
Kinda.
Genova's a parasite that goes from planet to planet.
Yeah, I guess.
And Meteor is just a way of cleansing the planet. And Holy was meant to protect the planet. The Holy uses Lifestream to protect and regenerate the planet. It's basically a revive spell for the entire planet. Sephiroth was made from pieces of Genova's cells. Like, everything is explained.
Kinda.
Advent Children and stuff then made it more complicated.
He's not paying attention.
No, I am.
Sure you are.
He never paid attention to the original Final Fantasy VII.
I did.
So.
But like I said, 7 I never had much interest in. Because there were parts of it, like, that just I never understood
Comatose Cloud was part of it.
The whole, Cloud in the wheelchair where he suddenly goes bonkers and you're like, what the fuck?
See, that made sense. He was exposed to the pure life stream. Dude, this is the equivalent of you sticking your dick in his fucking power outlet.
Yeah, but a lot of 7 was just... After I played Crisis Core, 7 made more sense. Because of, like, the whole Cloud Zack relationship. Even though, like, it did, but it didn't. Because he never was a soldier, technically.
Well, and that's
he was,
the
but
whole
then
reason...
how is he infused with stuff? Because that was reserved for the higher ranks. It was just very strange.
because that Cloud's entire reason, other than why he stole... Well, they do explain why he took Zack's identity, too.
Right. At the end of Crisis Core, they
even in 7, they explain why Cloud is the way he is. Why Tifa invited him to become part of Avalanche. They explain all of that in the original game.
I definitely do not remember any of that.
So, Tifa knew Squall never made it to Soldier.
Who's Squall?
Let me start. Cloud.
Ah!
God.
I was like, wait a minute, Squall's in Final Fantasy VII? What?
I definitely don't remember that part.
Cloud and Squall are interchangeable personality-wise. But, like, it's explained. And then Hojo remarks about how Cloud was a failed...
That I remember.
Experiment.
Cloud was essentially like a failed Sephiroth.
Him and Zack got experimented on. Yeah. Zack was, buddies with Cloud because Cloud was just a regular
Cloud was just a regular trooper.
But Zack took pity on him and wanted to save him. So they decided to say, fuck Shinra, let's get the fuck out of here. Go back to Midgar. That's when they got trapped, and that's where Zack died.
Right.
Cloud, not having understood what was going on, just started adapting personality traits of Zack because he didn't know what the fuck was going on. His memory was all fucked up at that point. So
yeah.
Because of the experiments, he was bathed in pure Mako. Sorry.
I call it Mako still.
Yeah, I do too.
What's it called now?
It's Mako.
For some reason,
they renamed it.
No, that was the original name, but it's over here. It's like.
They call in the remake everybody calls it Mako.
Everyone over here always pronounced things different. It was weird.
Ah, I gotcha.
So,
but in like Advent Children and stuff, they call it Mako, and it's weird. It was kind of a weird shock when they're like Mako, and you're like,
I think it was one of those things where like they never bothered to solidify the pronunciations in the West until this one. But yeah, like all of the stories explained in 7.
I definitely don't remember that. I remember all of Division champs barely.
Barely.
Like I remember everything when Tifa's in when Tifa's in his consciousness, getting him out of it. Like the whole thing where you're seeing all the parts when she realizes, hey, guess what? He never made it in, or all this other shit when she got fucking sliced by Sephiroth or whatever the fuck.
But seeing that's the whole thing is like when the reason she also knows that something is wrong with Cloud is when he starts telling the stories of going back to like Nibelheim and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember. She knows he wasn't a soldier. She knew at that point.
She never really made mention of it. But then again, Tifa had such a small part.
It's definitely a bigger realization towards the end when all that other shit's going on.
Right.
When she starts expanding on stuff, she knew something was wrong with him. That's why she was keeping an eye on him the entire time. That's why she wanted him around.
Yeah.
Because he was fucked up, and she knew he was fucked up. Like, he was lying about everything that happened to him, basically, post Nibelheim.
But that's the part that never made sense to me. When he's recounting the story in the city of... What are you doing?
He needs to pee.
Time out. No, I don't. I need more coffee.
Oh my god, get me another drink.
Yeah.
We'll be back!
Yeah.